Good evening and welcome to another episode of Tok Piksa. I'm Neville Choi. Tonight we look at the growing airline industry. This year, PNG Air celebrates its first anniversary of achievement, marking its rebranding and introduction of the new ATR 72600 into its flight operations. Its vision of people connecting people aims for a united future. But first, Fabian Hakalits takes a look at the growth of this airline company.
PNG Air, your new airline.
On November 4, 2015, PNG Air Limited launched its new ATR 72600 aircraft into its fleet. It was during the rebranding of the airline company, Airlines PNG, to PNG Air. The new ATR aircraft, Alpha Tango Romeo, was also commissioned. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister, Peter O'Neill, as the guest of honor, stated that the national government to continue support the aviation industry because of the demand and contribution to the country's economic growth.
And that is why it is important that we continue to support it. It not only serves big business, but it also serves many of the smaller communities throughout the countries that enable the remote communities to engage meaningfully with the rest of the country and the world. So for that I thank you, and that is why we extend our support to this industry and of course to this airline.
Because of the alternate services it provides to the country. We have backed it by increasing the investment in the company because of the long-term view taken to provide affordable service to the people of PNG. MRDC recognized that aviation forms a core of the infrastructure for Papua New Guinea. Investment we make in aviation will not only bring returns to our very patient shareholders in the long term, but also lift the standard of service to the people of PNG.
Alpha Tango Romeo made several test flights around the country, beginning with Lae. And then onwards to other ports like Alatau, Medan, Mount Hagen, Wewak, Kionga, Daru and Goroka. Other new ATRs also joined the aircraft fleet: Alpha, Bravo, Charlie and Delta. A month after, December 2015, Alpha was welcomed and made its test flights to Lihir, Kavieng and Hoskins. Papua New Guinea's autonomous region of Bougainville welcomed Bravo in April 2016, just 4 months after the second ATR aircraft. The service was a bonus to the two national airports of Buka and Aropa Kieta. Kieta was the addition to the domestic routes operated by PNG Air, planned in time with the inaugural flight to Buka.
With the people of Bougainville, we need to improve our transport services, and of course, as we all know, it's transport in its own. It's a vital industry in any development of any country.
After another 4 months, which was September 2016, Charlie was welcomed. It made its test flights to Vanimo in West Sepik Province and also Daru Island in Western Province.
The loading out of here, I see it's high, the demand is high. Passengers is high, and I think, I believe it's going to be a great relief to the demand out here, because the public servants and the companies, those traveling in and out, the Asians coming in here, there's a gateway to travel into Mosby, Lae, elsewhere they go.
And PNG Air kept to its promise of delivering 5 new ATRs by 2016, with Delta the latest addition that arrived in December. PNG Air has come a long way from past experiences, from its humble beginnings known as Milne Bay Airlines, MBA, then Airlines PNG, and now PNG Air. The company has grown from strength to strength and persevering in PNG's tough environment, serving the people of this country in the aviation industry.
So we're keeping true to our word, which was to have 5 ATRs in operation by the end of 2016. And next year we'll take delivery of another 2, which will bring the total fleet up to 7 in total. So it's been a really good year for us in terms of inducting the aircraft. It has had its challenges, obviously, but we've been really pleased with the support we're getting from the corporate market and the people in general who are moving to fly with PNG now and to taste our service. It's meant we can offer more capacity on some of the key routes. It's also meant that we can open up new services to areas that we weren't previously able to service, such as Buka and Europa and Vanamo. And so that's been a major benefit to us and to the people in those areas as well. And the key advantage, I guess, is having the brand new aircraft operational means greater reliability, more schedule consistency, and a far better product than the old aircraft that have previously been serving the market. So we're more than pleased with the response and more than pleased with the impact that the ATRs have had on our brand in the PNG market. We continue to operate the Dash 8 services. They perform a very important role in linking some of the smaller centres and also allowing us, because of their combi option, to transport the freight that's very much needed in a lot of the areas as well, in terms of fresh fruit and veggies, logistics supplies and the like. So between the 2 aircraft types, the Dash 8s and the ATR, we're providing a very comprehensive service now, which was something we weren't able to offer up until the start of last year when we launched the new brand and launched the ATRs.
2 years ago, since 2013, the board and management decided to rebrand the airline, a new name and visual identity to reinforce it as a company proudly PNG owned and run by its people. The rebranding fits the company's vision as PNG's next generation airline of choice and symbol of fleet transformation, people connecting people.
Our drive is, as you quite rightly say, is people connecting people, and that's about being able to, I guess, effectively unlock the potential that this country has, which is generated through people being able to interact, whether it's for commercial reasons, family reasons or personal reasons, bringing people together to do business and to improve the lives of the people here as well. So that's a very key thing for us. That drives a lot of our scheduling changes that we do, where we look at the connections between ports that previously might not have been served, and with the fleet mix we have now, we can provide a very cost-effective solution to linking points so that people can travel more conveniently, less downtime, less sectors, so their time spent travelling is reduced, and as a result they pay less as well. So we think it's a win-win scenario for everybody, really.
Throughout the process of introducing the ATR 72-600 aircraft and developing the PNG Air brand, reinforcing the airline's service culture is through staff training and development. PNG Air is committed to improve performance, focusing in the domestic market. It has invested heavily in the best aircraft that suits the environment in such mountainous terrains of this country.
Welcome back to Tok Piksa. Over the last 12 months, PNG Air has taken a significant step forward in purchasing more ATR aircraft. With the support of its shareholders, the Mineral Resource Development Corporation and Nest Fund, PNG Air has made a decision to work towards providing the best possible aviation service for Papua New Guinea. In this segment, we look at some of the company's achievements.
PNG Air has invested heavily in the best aircraft that suits the environment, in such mountainous terrains of this country, the land of the unexpected, Papua New Guinea. In 2016, 5 ATRs are now flying in Papua New Guinea's airspace, and it's expected that by 2020, PNG Air will phase out the Dash 8 aircrafts, with more ATR aircrafts purchased to fly in the domestic and international routes as well. Throughout the process of introducing the ATR 72-600 aircraft and developing the PNG Air brand, the airline company has achieved results in its first year of operations. One of them is the significant increase in passenger numbers and cargo movements around the country.
We'll have 5 ATRs by the end of the year, so that's a massive step forward for us. We've got new sales offices now in Port Moresby and Lae. We have an SMS product which has been developed and launched to support disrupted passengers, to advise them when there are changes to their flights. We have online check-in facility available now as well. We have, so in addition to all those other changes, our website has a Tok Piksa version as well, which has been very well received by people. And we've introduced customer service training for all our frontline staff and the onboard staff and that as well, and that will continue to grow as well. So I think we've accomplished a lot in a very short space of time. That's only been due to the support we've received from our shareholders, being MRDC and NAS Fund, and the support we've been receiving from the people of Papua New Guinea, who have seen what we're doing and believe quite rightly that the country deserves a competitive aviation market, and the country deserves to have high quality aviation providers, and accordingly have given their support to us to allow us to bring that type of service or that level of service to the country. So we can only say thank you to the people of Papua New Guinea for everything they've done for us.
It's another year of change for PNG Air in 2017. One of them is to operate the international route, beginning with Jayapura, Indonesia.
So that will commence in February 2017. We will, as I've said before, have another 2 ATRs come into service as well for us, bringing the total fleet up to 7. We have our frequent flyer program, which will be launched early next year as well. And we're very pleased to have, after some negotiations with NAC now, a lounge program where we are just completing the leases for lounge facilities in Mount Hagen, Port Moresby, Rabaul and Lae. So in the first quarter of next year, there'll be a lounge program for our travellers and that as well. So another year of change for us, but it's important, I guess, from our perspective, that we continue to change and we keep challenging everything that we're doing to provide the best possible product for the people of PNG, and that's what you're seeing at the moment.
PNG Air is committed to improve performance, focusing in the domestic and then later extending to the international market by reinforcing the airline's service culture is through staff training and development.
Well, customer service is a real focus for us. It's been a focus of a lot of attention in terms of additional training. The way we select staff now is with a customer service focus. But the other thing we remind all our staff about is their duty to the people of Papua New Guinea to provide the best possible service. And so with that comes responsibility, obviously, that they must maintain the highest standards and keep trying to exceed those all the time. The other point too is obviously that with our shareholding now dominated by MRDC group of companies and NAS Fund, that essentially anybody who's linked to those companies is indirectly a shareholder for PNG Air. So that our staff, whether they're selling a ticket, checking somebody in or assisting them to a seat on board the aircraft, there is a very, very high chance that the person they're assisting is either a part of the MRDC group or a NAS Fund shareholder, and therefore indirectly a shareholder and part owner of the airline. So our responsibility is to ensure we provide the best possible service to those people in terms of thanking them, acknowledging their support and making sure that they are comfortable and they travel well with us. So we take that responsibility very, very seriously, and that does mean that there's a continual focus on customer service and delivering the best possible product that we can possibly deliver.
Like any other airline company, safety first is the first priority. In compliance to Civil Aviation International safety standards, PNG Air continues to prioritize safety. That is the core to its business operations.
So safety has been a major priority for us for years, obviously. We've put a lot of time, effort and resource into ensuring the best possible safety platform for us in terms of systems and processes. This has been recognised by CASA PNG, who has extended our Air Operator Certificate for a 3-year extension, which backs up their faith in what we're doing and that we're doing the correct thing for the aviation market. We have BARS, which is the Flight Safety Foundation registration. We hold gold standard with that, which is the highest level you can hold, and once again that's testament to the work that we've been doing over the last 3 years in terms of supporting our systems to get the best possible safety product that we can do. But it's something we continue to work on all the time.
For PNG Air, it has certainly been an eventful year for the airline, and next year promises to be equally exciting with more new services and product enhancements. PNG Air operates to over 75 domestic routes, providing the much needed and affordable air services to the travelling public with passenger and cargo movements. Not only that, but also services mine sites like Lihir and Cargo Preta. And with overnight services like in Buka, Kavieng and Vanimo is a bonus for the services. It has also increased flights in several sectors.
A lot of people have a different perspective about Bougainville, but with PNG Air aircraft overnighting here, it highlights that Bougainville is a safe place. So to any other airline who's wishing to come and operate here, you can just see by the proof where we have our aircraft overnighting here. It is a peaceful place and people love the service, and since then we are just happy to be part of PNG Air.
Hello, I fly with PNG Air. Happy first anniversary.
And this year, PNG Air celebrates its first anniversary, marking its rebranding and the introduction of the new ATR aircraft.
We would like to congratulate our PNG Air on another achievement, especially with the rebranding. Congratulations. The airline has come a long way and we're so happy and proud to be part of it. So we look forward to working closely with PNG Air.
We as an agent here at Tokwa and Hoskins, we would like to assist make sure that we do our job properly here at Tokwa and Hoskins to make sure that PNG Air is the best airline in PNG and that our customers are happy with what we do.
At this point of time, as PNG has rebranded, there's so much efficient connections people make. My first anniversary message to the company, I wish that the good work must be continued, and as employees, and we must uphold the safety comes first. So, and we must look after our passengers.
More people to fly, to see the benefits of flying with PNG Air. It's very cost effective and the routes from Kavieng are very good through Rabaul and Lae Moresby, so don't have to go direct to Moresby and then go back to Lae or whatever first. And a lot of passengers travel to Lae. We have quite a number now too that are going through to Kimby as the airline flies Rabaul, Kavieng, Rabaul, Kimby, Lae, Moresby and other ports. So that's helped a lot of people that they don't have to go through the hub of Moresby and then come back again to the next port.
Happy first anniversary from PNG Air Goroka! PNG Buka! 51st anniversary PNG Air.
Team
KBA.
Happy first anniversary from Poponeta.
Happy first anniversary from PNG Air Goroka.
Happy first anniversary PNG Air.
Happy first anniversary, Strawberry.
PNG Air
Goroka.
You're watching Tok Piksa. Coinciding with this year's first anniversary of the airline, long-serving employee Barbara Kaime Takai also celebrates her 25 years of service to Papua New Guinea's aviation industry. Known to many simply as Aunty Barbara, she manages PNG Air Goroka as an agent. Fabian Hakalits visited Aunty Barbara and brings us her story.
When I was at the school in my grade 10 time, they said we have to have tall men to be pilots, tall girls to be air hostess. And when I saw some of these short pilots like late Bill Ariti and another pilot from Quebec, he died, Russell Yapa, and they are short, and I'm short too. What's the difference? I can be an air hostess, but when I look at myself, I'm already too old to do that job.
Every day, Papua New Guinea women make a difference in the society. One of them is in the aviation industry, and she is Barbara Kaime Takai in the Eastern Highlands province. Her household name is Aunty Barbara, and she's the famous woman you would never miss and always first meet whenever you disembark from a PNG Air flight at the Goroka airport. And she manages the PNG Air Goroka port as an agent through her business arm, Kaime Investments. Or whenever for just a spin in Cold Plus Goroka, that's the famous name your ears wouldn't even miss. Aunty Barbara began her career in 1991 when the airline operator traded as MBA, Milne Bay Airlines, straight after completing her diploma studies in commerce at the University of Papua New Guinea.
When I saw this advertisement for a senior finance officer, and so I had to resign from my studies and my work at the University of Papua New Guinea, and I joined this company on the 15th of January 1991. I worked there till the name changed to Airlines of PNG. And after 8 years of working for MBA, I came up and I continued my service to PNG Air, Airlines PNG, to last year when the ATR came and the company was rebranded, and we had a launching here in Port Moresby as well. And so I clocked 25 years of service to PNG Air now. And I'm very, very thankful. It's not all by myself, but I believe God led me to be a faithful servant.
Her love to work in the aviation industry started in her childhood days when she wanted to become a flight attendant. However, that wasn't possible because of her height.
Like when I was a little girl, the Thalia company had the planes roving in the air. And so I used to see that, and I wanted to be an air hostess. But when I applied, they said, I'm too short to be an air hostess. So I said, oh, this is a chance. So I applied and I got accepted out of 49 applications in Port Moresby. And I worked as a finance officer, but at the same time doing ticket, doing radio communication. And at one time, Mr. Simon Weil said this to me: Aunty Barbara, you say, don't say MBU, you say Mike Bravo Uniform. And so the acronyms he taught me. So I'm really thankful to him. And I worked as ticketing officer, as a chief cashier in Port Moresby still. And when I got transferred up to Goroka, I worked as a ticketing officer still.
Aunty Barbara loves to educate or teach, passing on the knowledge and skills, especially to young people, giving them a second chance. And they have spoken highly about her influences, which has shaped them to where they are now.
I see that I should just sit down and analyze things and see that person is a human being and he needs a job. And if he's misbehaving and doing what he's doing on the street, then I am the person to mentor them. So that's how I feel. So I have my staff from the time I became the manager for Goroka, MBA, Goroka Port branch. I started taking in all the children from Papua New Guinea, from Samarai, from Sepik, from Rabaul, from almost everywhere. Morobe and Simbu and Goroka is home, so they come. I like to help them because when I'm gone, there has to be someone to take on the job, take on the leadership and lead the team, something like that. So I started employing them, and then I teach them what I know, because this is what they want. Who else will teach them? So that's how I get all the youths to work. And most of my staff now, there are 15 of them, and all of them are young people, young parents. And some are even single. And they're doing marvelous job for PNG Air, and I'm really proud. So when I go, I will not regret, because I've got people working there and they know what to do.
Although managing the Goroka port is a primary role as per the contract, she also runs her business, Kaime Investments.
Apart from working for PNG Air, I have a small business, Kaime Investment, and it's a small real estate company. And I get my carpenters to build small huts here and there, and we rent or we sleep. And the other thing that I do is I have a small tailoring company. That's called Dundumara Tailoring. That means edge tailoring. So those things, like, I don't really go and check on and all that, but I entrust the work to my staff to do it, and they just give me a report. So most of the time, I know that it is very important, very important. Safety is paramount for the work I do for PNG Air, because it's the life we carry in the plane, and we come down with the life. And that's very important, that I have to be there. My eyes have to see the plane coming down. My eyes have to see the plane taking off. Until it's out of my sight, then I know it's out of my hand. So I like very much to dedicate my whole entire life from day one till now, till when I go out. I want to be PNG Air staff working for.
Aunty Barbara maintains her strong ties with her cultural heritage because her family is her heart. And during her free time, she spends with her family and also does gardening to keep herself busy.
I really thank God, Jehovah, that He is the source of life. He's a giver, life giver, and He's a God of wisdom. So I rely on one scripture. It's my favorite scripture, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean onto your own understanding, but in everything you do, you acknowledge Jehovah and He will direct your path." And I always have that and memorize that. And when I see the plane coming down, I said, "Oh, Joe, I prayed to you this morning. Now the plane is coming down safe. And when it takes off, I just come and read the name, P2 Mike Charlie Tango, P2 Mike Charlie Lima. And I said, I dedicate this plane to your safe hands. So that's how I do my work every day. And when they call me Aunty Barbara, I greatly respect, because my boss, former boss, Sir John Wilde, he gave me that name, Aunty Barbara. And from day one, from that 1991 up till now, my staff call me Aunty Barbara. Sometimes, like, when people say, hey, shh, hey, this kind of calling I don't like. They're not calling me. So when they say Aunty Barbara, hey, I say, it's me. And I smile to them. So I really want to thank my staff and my friends, my families, those people who know me. They call me Aunty Barbara. I greatly appreciate. Thank you.
Aunty Barbara is one of those inspiring women or role models for women empowerment in Papua New Guinea. She is an agent of change in the game of business and career development.
If I can be able to do it, do the men's work, then I do it, and I show my sisters and my daughters and my granddaughters who are coming after me to think that, oh, Auntie did that, so we can do it too. So I'm trying to encourage women to take the role of a man, so that they will know that if Auntie can do it, we do it, and we help, and we develop our nation, because our nation is still a young nation. Therefore, I don't like to waste my talent or my gift and hide it away that other women won't see. Like sometimes when I go and muscle the plane, muscling the plane is not a big job. It's not a specialized job that you go to a university to learn to muscle the plane, or even to start up the GPU, the battery charger that we connect to the plane to have the engine running, help to support the engine running. That women cannot go to a university to learn to do that. It's all just by looking, watching, diligently learning from whoever is doing the training. And so that's not a big thing there, muscling the plane. But many people, they see me muscling the plane, and they are just shouting and calling and yeah, and they're all making all these kinds of noise. But this is not the big thing. The big thing that people, if one comes to train under me who is a female, the big thing is that concentrate, know your job, know the trade you are in. And don't forget that you are sending off a plane with 36 passengers on an ATR is 72 passengers, and it's not a joke. So just doing the muscling, like something. Muscling. Anyone can learn to do the muscling. But to think of safety, to think of your eyes must see the plane land, touch down, and to see the plane take off, is a big thing. And at the same time, you're supervising all the traffic officers who are doing the load sheets, load control, because they all have licenses. But yet, I as a boss, I must show them that I care for what they do, and I also support them.
But when it comes to work, most times Aunty Barbara will be out in the tarmac, sometimes marshalling the aircraft to ensure they are correctly parked in the parking bay and that standards are maintained. Sometimes it's just about observation.